Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Good morning. Leslie, you might want to put in the chat box that they are muted right now, but we will obviously have time for them to unmute. So we definitely still welcome them to put comments in the chat box at this point. And if they have a question, we can unmute them if we need to.
Yeah, but we do want this to be really interactive. So really utilize the chat and unmute yourself when appropriate to talk openly. And we really want discussions here. So.
Yeah, I'd also like to encourage everybody. We will have a question later, but if you're just coming in, please go ahead in the chat box, introduce yourself, let us know where you're from. If you are a partner, that'd be great to know. Get some information from people who've been through the process. If you're interested in becoming a partner, any of that information, go ahead and start putting that information in the chat box so we can know who's here with us.
Good morning. It's good to see some familiar names, and feel free to turn on your cameras, ladies and gentlemen. We'd love to see your faces as community engagement. I know we can't go in person at this time, but again, feel free if it's appropriate to turn on your videos. We understand if you're working from home or have office mates that you need to keep them off as well. And we'll just get started here in another, just allow people to come in from the lounge or the break period.
Hi, I'm going to go ahead. We've just got a minute or so. I'm going to go ahead and start with introductions for everybody. Hi, my name is Leslie Vivial. I work with Arizona Coalition for Military Families. I'm your facilitator today, so I'll be in and out helping with questions and getting through this session. I work with the Be Connected program and the Be Connected community team. And your presenters today are going to be Dee Person and Aimee Backus. The three of us work hand in hand together on a daily basis to help bring partners into the Be Connected community and to help everyone learn about Be Connected. So during this session, you're going to learn about the Be Connected ecosystem, which includes hundreds of partner organizations statewide. And what do they all have in common? They've made service and support of our military, veteran, and family population a priority. And they partnered with Arizona Coalition for Military Families and the Be Connected program. So today we're going to be learning more about the Be Connected program itself, the benefits of being a partner, and the process of becoming a partner and what happens with that. So I'm going to go ahead and give it over to Dee and Aimee, and you guys go ahead and take it away.
Well, thank you, Leslie. Good morning. We're very excited to have you here this morning. I did see a comment that people were having a challenge showing themselves if they wanted to turn on their video. So if there's any way we could remove that restriction, we'd really appreciate that. So again, for those who are comfortable, feel free to turn on your video. We understand if you need to keep it off. But again, welcome. I am the team lead. As Leslie said, you have our dream team here presenting today. We're very excited to share the Be Connected program with you, to answer any questions that you may have on how to be a partner, obviously understanding the history of Be Connected, where we are now and where we started. And then also really going to invite you to go out there and be an advocate, or as we say, a Be Connected champion. I'd like to turn it over to Aimee real quick so she can say a quick hello as well.
Hello, yes, I work under Dee and I'm on the community coordinator and engagement team. So I cover mostly the northern Arizona, but we really work as a team to cover the entire state. And I'm really excited to talk about how to become partners, because as you've learned through this entire symposium, we work better when we work together as a team of teams. So we want to invite you to join this ecosystem so that you can contribute and thrive, as well as the other organizations around you. Thank you, Dee. I'll give it back to you.
Perfect. And thank you for those who are taking the time to put some information in the chat box about yourself. So please, next slide. Perfect timing. If you feel free and comfortable to share the organization with, again, what your military affiliation is. If you're just a supporter, we appreciate that. If you have a veteran in your family, if you're a veteran yourself, or if you're active duty and just curious about what Be Connected is about, please put that in the chat box. We're very excited to have you here this morning. And for those who joined us yesterday, I hope you had a wonderful day and learned a lot. We're also going to pull up our poll. You're going to see right now where people are joining us from so that everyone can see. I know sometimes if you're working off a phone or don't have two screens, it's hard to see the chat box and keep the video up. So feel free to also just put that region that you're coming and visiting us from today. I'll give you another second or two. And it looks like Central has our most attendees here today. Coming in second, or tie, I should say, Northern and Southern, and then Western, which again, I'm not a native of Arizona, so I always appreciate when people share with me that either they consider it Western or if it's just, hey, we're all Southern if you're below a certain part of the state. But welcome everyone, thank you so much. And again, we are a statewide initiative, and our goal really here with Be Connected is to create that ecosystem, and we're asking for your help today to spread that word. So just talk where we came from, how we started. As you look at this slide here, to your left, you see the Arizona Coalition for Military Families. That's where we work under the Be Connected team. We are truly an initiative of the Arizona Coalition for Military Family. We were developed and created in 2014 as a way for our organization to provide resources and remove barriers, so that our mission is to remove all barriers to make sure that there's no wrong door, no wrong time, no wrong questions for service members, veterans, and their family members. But in order to make that happen, we really needed a strategic plan. And when you look at the people listed here, we made sure that we brought the right people into the room, our stakeholders. So the coalition partnered with the governor's office, the Department of Veteran Services, the National Guard, and the 3 VA healthcare systems, Access and Tri-West. And why did we come about? So if you hadn't joined us earlier to hear some of the history of our organization, in the 2008-2009 era, if you recall, our forces were getting very strained with multiple deployments to the Middle East. And our National Guard, specifically for Arizona, was ranked #1 for the suicide rate in the nation, right? Not a statistic that you want to have, but something obviously we needed to address. And the coalition was formed with this idea of how can we support our service members, veterans, and their family members? How can we take away the stressors or help give them the right resources at the right time when they need them? And again, fast forward to 2014, we now have a whole mechanism in place that we're going to talk about as Be Connected. So next slide, please. And how does Be Connected work? Well, we have our 3 components. We have our call, match, and learn. And the call function is amazing. For anyone that's interested, I advise you to take this number, the 1-866-429-8387, and put that into your phone. It's an opportunity to call on behalf of yourself, again, a friend, family member, or someone that you interact with in the community that has an affiliation with the military. It could be a grandchild, an ex-spouse, again, a foster child. We really use the broad term of family. We want to support everyone that has served and those that have supported them in their family network. When our support line was created back in 2017, we were excited to get a few calls in our first week. And now we have had over 35,000 interactions. And it's amazing the things that we can just with the phone call. So this support line is manned Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you're going to get a live human being. We have a team of 5 callers that you can talk to. And again, you're going to talk to Max or Landy or Kiki, and they're going to help you with the resources that we know are available in the state that have been vetted. And we're going to get you in touch with the right people that you need to get in touch with. Sometimes it can be frustrating. In the past, if you've tried, you get onto the phone and you don't talk to a human being, or you get into a circle of a call center. But here you're going to talk to someone that's going to hand you over to the right place, the right resource at the right time. If we think that you need a little extra support, we then move on to our match component. And that's where our navigators come in. Our navigators across the state support, again, the service members, veterans, and family members for that next step. Maybe they need a little extra assistance. Maybe they need transportation, or filling out a form is overwhelming. Getting on technology is overwhelming. These are the things that our boot ground navigators help and assist with. So we just want you to be aware, again, we have these different levels put in place for a reason, right? To help you remove those barriers. That's our entire goal here, is to have no barriers in front of our service members, veterans, and their family members. And then our last component, which is very helpful and very important, is our learn, where we can go out into the community and train people about our organization, talk about military culture, and really remove the stigmas that can come along with things that, or stereotypes that you may hear, and understand all the positive qualities that come with our service members, their family members, again, and our active duty, our veterans. So we have a self-serve option where if you want, you can do some training on your own, completely free. If you're familiar with PsychArmor, they offer hundreds of courses that you can register and sign up at your leisure and take. We also partner with other organizations that are grant funded, that when COVID restrictions are removed, we'll be doing some more in-person training to involve things like peer support or the assist, which is our suicide prevention training. So again, for those who are interested in more hands-on in-person, please keep in touch with us. Again, as those restrictions are lifted, again, we hope to get back to those in-person trainings. But in the meantime, again, you can help yourself to some of our PsychArmor training, or you can schedule virtual trainings with our team, Aimee and myself. Next slide. So as we talk about the importance of upstream approach and suicide prevention, as we mentioned about the National Guard and how we came to become as an organization, we take our stress continuum model that was actually from our Navy, any of our Navy veterans or current Navy service members, just to understand that at one point it was, hey, where are you at in that stress continuum? Are you feeling good? Are you in the green? No crises, everything's manageable? Or are you in that zone where it's definitely a crisis situation? There could be a danger to yourself or to others. And when we started to work with this model, we realized we needed something in between. So we created that yellow and orange zone, because we understand stressors are going to happen and they're a part of life. They're necessary. Anyone who took the mindfulness training yesterday, they spoke with that specifically to really understand, you know, we just don't go from green to red. There's usually that in-between stage. And how do we help each other get through that? So that's where we go back to those three components we have. We have that call. So if you need some resources and not know where to begin, call, you know, and check out our support line, or you can go to that website. If you start to find yourself consistently in that yellow or orange, we have our navigators, right, to assist a little bit more. And all of this is for earlier intervention. We have a better outcome of impacting those social determinants of health. And we're going to talk, you know, just what those social determinants of health are, and understanding that we are dealing with, you know, the physical health of our clients. We're dealing with their mental health. We're talking about housing. We're talking about being gainfully employed, feeling a part of the community. And so as we take that big picture into effect, that's where that importance of encouraging our community members and other organizations to get involved. When you're ready, next slide. I'm going to make sure that I have my volume ready to share as well. Just pause for a second. Do you have your volume ready there, Aimee? One second, we want to make sure that everyone can hear the video, not just see it.
Can you hear it?
I do not right at this second. So I don't know if you're able to right click and share your volume, if that worked, Aimee.
I'm so sorry, what was that?
Were you able to right click to make sure the volume is shared?
Yeah. Do you hear it at all?
No, unfortunately not. Maybe our Zoom tech can help us with that. Again, normally when we do this from our presentations, if we can share our sound, it's usually that option. I'm not seeing that right now.
So when you go to the share screen, there's two
Oh, I got
things
it.
at the bottom where it says share sound, share video
Okay.
sound.
Is everyone hearing that now?
Yes,
Right.
here we go.
Sorry about that, guys.
Imagine you're standing at the side of a river. You see a young man being carried down the river, struggling to keep his head above water. You jump in and save him from drowning. Before long, you see a woman in the river struggling for help, and again, you jump in and save her from drowning. You continue to save lives, one by one, all afternoon. Finally, you think to yourself, I can't save all these people, so I'd better go upstream and find out what's pushing them in. Veterans are at a higher risk for suicide than the general population. As a community, we can do more to prevent suicide. We need to continue to pull people out of the river whenever and wherever we can. Get equipped. Be connected.
Thank you for your patience as we work through that. Again, this is an excellent video. I always recommend that you are trying to explain Be Connected to someone and are not quite sure where to begin. It's an excellent resource that you can go into our website. If you scroll down to the bottom of our homepage, the video is there, and we can put that link in as well. Again, just scrolling to the bottom, and then you can share that with anyone that you'd like. A very powerful 2-minute video. Oh, I think we need to go back. Perfect. So just understanding where we are now. So again, talking about the history of Be Connected, just to see even in the last 6 months, the impact we've had with this collaborative effort with our community partnerships, our training events and our outreach attendees in a COVID environment and virtually. We've had over 132,000, again, significant outreach there. 513 new resources this year have been added to our website alone. And again, our call center is familiar and can get you in touch with those resources. Thanks to Leslie's hard work. These are vetted resources. We take the time to look at the credibility and understand that they work well and really respect our service members, veterans, and their family members. Also wanted to point out that we've had 63 new Be Connected organizations join our partnership network this year. Again, phenomenal, just to see how we can continue to outreach and new organizations that are coming into the area or starting and providing resources that we can connect with them. So overall, we've had over 500 partners, which is pretty phenomenal. Next slide. You might be asking what types of organizations, partners? Well, really everyone. So we talk about community-based organizations that are going out and supporting, again, our citizens. It doesn't have to be just veterans, but again, it might be something that they are able to offer veteran military members and as of course their family members. Could be a military connected organization or what we call veteran supportive organizations. Oftentimes they already have so much outreach in the community and we just want you to be aware of what they're doing and the ability to share that with everyone. I also want to talk about our educational organizations and how important that is to partner with them, making sure that they educate those dependents, what we call the family members that may be coming through the school system. Again, making sure our teachers are aware, our professors, of what Be Connected is. Our healthcare partners, so many people just being out in the community and getting their physical and mental health wellness taken care of, understanding how we interact and make sure that they're maximizing the benefits and the care that's available. So again, our faith-based communities we welcome and are starting an initiative for that as well. So again, we can talk with you afterwards if anyone has some additional questions. We're in the midst of launching a faith-based initiative and have some things that will be happening in June. So stay tuned if you'd like to hear more. Next slide. So really, what are the benefits of becoming a Be Connected partner? I'll allow Aimee to speak on this as well, but we truly, when we come from a place of our guidelines for care, it is a remembering to respect, again, our service members, veterans, and their family members, and treating them with the understanding of what they've done and maybe the lifestyle and the culture that they've come from, and really taking those positive attributes and making sure that we're honoring them. And then if there's any stigmas, again, to really educate people and understand how we can work through those. We also make sure to maximize those resources that are out there, making sure that if your organization has a clothing drive or food boxes, that people are aware of them. We understand that you need oftentimes to validate what you're doing to either get funding or keep your programs going. And our goal is to make sure people are utilizing them and aware of them. Making sure that you have dialogue with our key stakeholders that we mentioned, getting into our meetings where we have directors of the VA, of the access system, Department of Veteran Services, to be able to bring our concerns and our solutions or possible solutions. You have that ability as a partner to be invited into these circles and to really give your feedback and share your ideas. We offer that no-cost training that we talked about virtually and in person when COVID goes away here, just to be able to get the word out. And maybe it's hard for you to explain what you're a part of, you're so proud to be, but what can we do to get out there and educate those that you interact with as well? So to really truly be a part of this ecosystem of support. And lastly, you see the Be Connected Hive. That is something when you become a partner, we have this program that we can have dialogue within our partners. And we can really talk about certain grants that are going on, maybe that are helpful for you for funding, or we can talk about projects or events that are going on in the community. If it is feeding those that are hungry or taking care of our homeless population and those struggling with housing, we can really break it down into specific topics and those social determinants of health, which is a great tool and resource to have. Aimee, is there anything you'd like to add?
Mostly, I just kind of want to echo a lot of the theme that we heard from Thomas and the career navigation team this morning, and that this is something that we're trying to make it where I know that a lot of times competitiveness can happen even between resources and nonprofits. So this is an opportunity. We really want to take that away from it and just really focus on that mission of helping the folks that we have in our communities and figuring out the best way to do that. And this is a great way to show that you want to be collaborative and that you want to engage with other organizations as well. Thank you, Dee.
Perfect. Again, very, very good points. Ready for the next slide. So now this is going to be very just interactive right now, and Aimee and I are going to share some of our favorite Be Connected partner success stories. We meet weekly with our direct service team, and that involves our support line that you call, the number that we had shared. It's our navigators, the boots on the ground. It's our VA team members that we work with, our Department of Veteran Services. And I just want to share one success story that comes to mind. We had a female veteran that was getting her care through the VA. So we knew she was getting the mental health support she needed, the physical health that she was getting and taken care of, but she was very much struggling with just staying here in Arizona, the quality of life that she needed to live and survive before she could relocate back home, which was the East Coast for her. So she was having issues with her trailer not being livable. So we reached out in our community to one of our partners, and we reached out to Operation Enduring Gratitude. And within a day, a female veteran who had been frustrated, couldn't get people to work with her. She was trying many different avenues, didn't have the finances to do it on her own. She was able to get in touch with this organization that we partner with through the VA, again, just to reassure her that this was going to be a valid organization, also by Be Connected. And now that person is living, happy, content, and ready to make her transition, in a few more months back east. And that's, again, one of our success stories where we reach out and we collaborate. We share the things, those barriers that are in people's way, and we remove them. Another one I'd like to share with you is that we had Warriors Code Inc. a new partner, and their focus is working with the Indigenous population on getting tech certifications, those who have been in the criminal system, have been incarcerated, and to really get them back on a path, right, of success. And so through mentoring and training them, this organization, we, with our partnerships, introduced them to a few organizations, one of them being At Work. And right now they're in the process of creating an internship, or as you heard earlier in some of our presentations, similar to a skill bridge, where they're going to go and get trained by organizations, get these certifications, and then hopefully be offered an opportunity for full-time employment. Again, a great way to turn someone who's maybe struggling and turn it into a success story. Aimee, do you have any that you'd like to share?
Yes, so I just want to emphasize, Dee and I really work closely with the organizations, the community leadership themselves, to help get that collaboration. So just an example of different ways that we can work with organizations and build on that. So in Flagstaff, we were working with Northland Family, and we got them on as partners, and they introduced us to the Flagstaff Resources, which is a website that has amazing resources in Flagstaff. And then that launched us off to being able to speak to city council members about the things that we're doing in the different organizations we want them to be aware of and be supportive of too. So this is just an example of how we can get everybody involved, and that it takes those key stakeholders to understand why it's important that we all collaborate with each other. I also want to emphasize that when you do one thing, a lot of times you're limited in what you can help an individual out with. And with this collaboration, you can do what you can for that individual, and then we can hand them over to the next person that's going to be able to give them more support. So really, truly doing those wraparound services, and being a partner is just really putting in that commitment to be there, to be available, to help out when we're working with individuals and trying to figure out solutions to barriers in different areas. So we want to hear your voice. We want everyone that possibly can be involved, that wants to be part of this mission, and just building those communities to be able to understand their barriers and work to face them as their own individual community in their own individual ways.
Excellent. Thank you, Aimee. Again, we could talk your ears up with hundreds of success stories. We truly do every week about how our team is able to work with our community partners and overcome these barriers, you know, many a day. But most importantly, you're here to learn about the partnership process. You know, we want to understand, you know, maybe what your barriers were to, and so we're going to ask that later on, what chose you to either come to this today, maybe what kept you from being a partner. But right now, just understanding our partnership process, we've really tried to streamline it and make it an online jot form, which means you click a link, you put in the information you need to. If you're not sure, put in that, you know, unsure. What will happen is you'll get it reviewed by one of myself or Aimee, and then we'll be in touch with you with any questions we have to walk you through the process. And that takes about 10-15 minutes. So again, if you think you're too busy, we want you to know we're making it as easy as possible. And we've even pre-filled out people's applications on their behalf, knowing that they're busy, and say, hey, we'll take 10 minutes just to review that we have on there what you'd like to see and any changes that you'd like to make. After that application is completed and reviewed with us and with you, we then send it up to our leadership. And again, I would say 99% of the time, we're going to have a positive approval. We are going to be able to move through with the partnership. And the reason we just go through this is, again, we are making sure there's credibility and we're vetting. It's important to us that whoever we partner with is, again, treating our service members, veterans, and their family members with respect and doing things ethically. I'm a little tongue-tied here. So that's, again, very important to us. So just know that when you become part of this nationally recognized partnership and organization, it comes with that credibility. When people say be connected, they know who we work with, and they understand, again, we are here to really take care of our service members, veterans, and their family members. We have the website here listed. I know we're going to also put the link into partnership. It looks like it's already happening. So thank you for taking care of that, ladies. Again, a well-oiled machine. Next slide, please. Perfect. So the ecosystem of care that we were talking about. So as we said, as your organization becomes more immersed in a connected ecosystem, we really are here to stand by and provide all of these things, the technical assistance, right? Ongoing training, making sure that organization is engaged with the Be Connected program as many ways possible. It could be coming to events, trainings, when you have volunteer opportunities that you need volunteers, letting us know about that so we can put it out to our network, to our thousands of people that we interact with, that when you have an event, you get the flyer to us. Again, we can share that or put it in our hive, and so that our partners are aware of it. Again, it's this constant collaboration and sharing information, right? We're so much more successful when we work together as a team. Next slide, please. So this is our second poll. And again, we're really curious to know, we're grateful you're here today, but what barriers prevented you from becoming a partner in the past? Oh, it looks like there we go. Is it bringing up? Second poll. I know it's a little bit more to read. It's not a yes or no, so I appreciate you taking the time. This really helps us understand. We'll give you guys about 10 more seconds as you're reading through. All right, thank you to those who answered. Okay, so many of you are new to the Be Connected program, so that's great. We're so glad you're here. And again, we welcome you to sign up for additional training to really understand even more about our program. Our military veteran resource training is roughly between, I apologize, we have something going off here in the background. 1 second.
I will talk while Dee is taking care of the thing going off in the background, but I just want to reiterate what she was saying is I'm so glad that so many of you are new to Be Connected, and I think that the symposium is a wonderful way to approach us for the first time. So that's a great response that we can kind of engage you for the first time and really explain who we are and what we're trying to do and what it means to be a part of this ecosystem that we keep referring to. Dee, I'll go back to you if you're ready.
Yes, I apologize. That is working from home. Someone just booby trapped me and someone else's device was going off. So thank you for your patience. Yes, as we come to the end of our presentation, we want to allow time for plenty of questions and interaction. Again, an opportunity for you to network here as you're joining us. Here we are, 2021, connecting with every veteran. Our goal is truly that everyone knows about Be Connected. And then in knowing about Be Connected, they're going to know about your organization and your resources. So again, inviting you to be Connected champions. If you don't have an organization that you specifically can help become partners, again, recommending us to someone, a coworker, to a family member that has an organization that could join. We really would love to share what you have to offer to our service members, veterans, and their family members. Next slide. Great, so here's our contact information. Again, our community engagement email address is available that we monitor every day, so you can reach out there. Also, I encourage you again to put the Be Connected support line into your phone. If you need to reach us, that's a great way. Our team, again, 5 human beings. So if you call, they're gonna say, oh, we'll get you in touch with Dee. They'll send us a note and let us know that you called and we will get back to you. Oftentimes we're doing trainings like this or out in the field. So it is the best way is probably to call the support line. Also, that website, that we were referring to and the partner process is right here. So arizonacoalition.org/partner is going to give you the access to fill out the partnership application, talk about the benefits. So again, a little overview. If you walk away and need a refresher, I invite you to visit that. Next slide, please. I think that's it, right? So at this point, are there any questions? Well, just feel free to put it in the chat, or I think we have the ability to let you unmute. If anyone mistakenly unmutes, we can help you. Again, if you're managing many screens. Any questions in the chat box? Let's see.
If you are not from an organization, but you still want to be involved, really consider going to those trainings that Dee was talking about earlier too. I just want to emphasize Dee does a wonderful job doing those trainings, and you really learn a lot, whether you're within the military community or not. Both times, or both people I've heard learned a lot every single time. So please look into training, even if the partnership might not be appropriate for you. Whatever way you want to engage with us, we really encourage it and really want you to be part of this. So that's the best way that we can get to our mission, is when we all work together towards it. Is anyone here already a partner and want to talk about their partnership, or is anyone excited to begin partnership?
I'm scrolling through the names so I can see. I know we have Eddie joining us from Wickenburg, the VA. So again, I know some of his collaborative efforts. We have people in the process of becoming partners, which again is very exciting.
Pam, you had seen the video before? Yeah. Do you want to introduce yourself? What organization do you work with?
I am with CPLC in Parenting Arizona. My program is actually funded by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family. So I'm super excited that we already have that in common. But my specific area is providing parenting workshops for parents and caregivers. We have two different programs, one for bio, step, and adoptive parents. And then the other one is specifically for foster parents or kinship caregivers. And there are many programs for the birth to 5 age group, but we work with the 11 to 18-year-old age group.
Wow, welcome. Thanks for being here. Do you find you work with a lot of military families?
The program is fairly new for me. I've been in the position since July. I have had some military families. I've had, in fact, I'm working with a group of grandparents right now who are raising their grandkids. So I know that the way that I was raised was very different from the way that I raised my kids, which is very different from the way that the science now shows, is the most positive way to raise teenagers. So I'm super passionate about it and can't wait to get started.
Well, wonderful. We're so happy to have you here. And yeah, like you're saying, parenting is like everything else. It's constantly growing and changing and adapting. So you are doing wonderful work, and we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Pam, I think you're a great example of resources that, as I said, we have grandparents who are veterans, and they're looking for resources, right? And so you're able to support that, or if it's the teaching side of the house, in our education field, if it's getting them resources to support that military extended family of grandchildren being raised by grandparents. So that's why we encourage you, again, to call in and see what resources that would give you access to, again, share with you. And Leslie being on the line today, Leslie is our resource guru. So if there's any questions that you would have also about resources, this is a great time to unmute and say, I'm looking for this, because our search engine is very strong. We can help guide you through that on our website. Again, calling our support line is another great, avenue to connect.
Yeah, I was telling the VA Caregiver Support Program, I spend all my days on the website doing research, and there's so much information. We're adding new resources to the Be Connected website all the time. We're hearing information from people all the time. And, there's so much out there. Sometimes we get calls at the support line for something, and we act on it right away. If it's something we don't have knowledge of already, we go ahead and we're like, all right, let's get that on the website so everybody knows, and we disseminate the information to partners and everything like that. So it's great. And every week on the Hive, the Be Connected Hive, as Dee was mentioning, We have a highlight every week of the top 5 resources, whether they're new organizations or resources, whether it's, what's in the news. I've been adding a lot of COVID information about vaccinations, testing, what's going on. So yeah, there's a lot out there and we can definitely help you find it. And if you want to partner with us, that's a great opportunity to learn more about getting involved in the military and veteran community here in Arizona.
Thank you, Leslie. Well, you're a quiet crowd. Again, we're happy to ask any specific partnership questions if any come to mind. Happy to just be connected. Happy to share more success stories with you. Again, we could talk for hours about our success stories. Eddie, since you're on the line, would you feel comfortable talking about the new virtual telehealth that's available in Wickenburg, just as an example of things that are going on? Atlas?
Yes. Hello. Good to see you. So I'm actually at Wickenburg right now. I'm in my Wickenburg office, temporary office. But yes, that Atlas program has started, I believe a month ago or so. But it's where a veteran in a rural community, which Wickenburg is, they can go in there and have all their medical appointments face-to-face with the physician in a secured room. And it's only the patient and the provider that are able to see each other. It's about a 10 by 10. It's AC cooled. It's the lighting inside can be turned up, turned low, all the comfort levels for a veteran. It's really nice. I've been in it. It's pretty sweet for a rural community. I think it's going to expand as well. So there's only about 12 or so, I think, throughout the United States that have set this up. And Wickenburg at the American Legion here in town is one of the sponsors. So anyone that's interested, I guess I could put my email in the chat. They could email me if they want to come down and take a look at it.
Yeah, would you put it in the chat box? That would be amazing. Wickenburg is really doing incredible stuff right now. So if you haven't heard about all the things they're doing for veterans, I encourage you to look into it because it is awesome. Thank you,
Just
Eddie.
to give the Be Connected a big shout out. I use you guys all the time as a resource, all the time, probably on a daily basis.
Oh, good. Do you call the support line?
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. I've used you guys since you started back in 2014 when I worked the Marine De-Stress line. We used you as a resource back then as well.
That's awesome.
I'm going to throw my email here in the chat.
And Leslie did put the link to training as well in the chat. So go ahead and click on that if you were interested.
And actually, I think the Wickenburg Veteran Support Office is trying to partner up with you all as well.
Yeah, we've been in contact with them, starting the partnership process. So hopefully we'll be able to close that up soon and make them official partners. Thank you, Eddie. He has put his
outstanding. I'm glad you guys are in Arizona. You're huge. I've heard nothing but great from y'all. Plus, I use you all the time, so you know how that goes. So thank you for being out in Arizona.
Of course. Well, we're only as good as the people we know. So thank you so much, Eddie. Has anyone else here used the support line before? We'll take criticism too if you want. Just want to make sure that we're doing a good job. But I know I call the support line even for my own job, just to ask them questions all the time because they are just a wealth of knowledge. Really, anybody can use it. And just in these last few minutes, I kind of want to just reiterate some of the themes that we've heard today or throughout this symposium, that we really are a team and we appreciate everybody being involved and everybody taking the time to really understand the best way that we can support these folks in our just communities in general. So I know from rural to urban, there's a lot of different variations that can come up as opposed to like what's important and what's hard to get. So we can only work as a team to kind of mitigate some of those challenges and really build this community as we want to. And Arizona is obviously doing incredible things and new things, which it should be a super new idea that we work together to kind of make this goal happen, but I'm glad it's happening now. So Thank you again for every single person that watched our presentation. Please encourage other folks to become partners. If you know an organization or have someone else that is in an organization that you think we should know about, please reach out to us. We do have a referral form as well, and I will put that in the chat box for anybody.